It's been a real flood of information, hasn't it, lately? This is because I found a really good radio station, and they come on every night. Well, it's a podcast. It's more of a radio show, and they come on every night. They air on Revolutionary Radio, and they have their own website. And I go to their chat room on Spreaker. Actually, they're called Space Radio. I highly recommend them. And every night they have a really good topic, and they touch on alien topics a lot, and that gets my memories churning. And so that, you know, I'm thinking about stuff, which means that memories are going to more easily come to the surface. And so today, as I was getting ready to go see Kubo and the Two Strings, awesome movie, awesome, yeah. Okay, I'm sitting in the car, getting ready to go, and I remembered something that I actually think of once in a great while anyway, and said, I need to share this. This is, I'm pretty sure it has to do with navigating a ship, and I made a prop for you guys. I made a prop. Ta-da, flimsy prop. Yes, it is a cube, kinda. It's a taped together popsicle cube. And I made it so that you could see what I'm talking about. Now, of course, you know, I got picked up, this was years and years ago, I don't know how many, maybe 10, 12 years ago. It was like a really big, you know, like the deck of a ship, kind of like what you would picture in Star Trek, but actually I more equate the environment to more of a submarine-ish environment, as far as layout goes, rather than Star Trek, but even the submarines off, it was just, you know, more a similar setup. And I was by a light, kind of a holographic light, yet at the same time solid star chart, which was to this side of me. And I was navigating, and I was plotting a course, and I was using a cube. And if you don't know your math, and at the time I mean, I still don't know a lot of higher maths on the waking side of life, so I had no idea what it was I was remembering. All I knew was there was this cube, and in order to plot the course, I had to plot all the sides and then a spot in the middle. Now, the movie Stargate kind of covers this, but it was even a completely different setup from that. And this is because in order to navigate in space, I've gathered, you're going with a three-dimensional, even a four-dimensional thing. I mean, it's, even though a lot of people compare the Space Navy to Water Navy, it's really two different things. With water, you're either on top of the water or you're down underneath the level of the water, and you've got firm directions in which way you're going to go. You can chop by the stars, but space is a totally different thing. And the stars are always expanding, things are always changing, and you've got to worry about an entire round 360 field. And so, cube. And to plot, say, New York City, I had to triangulate math, and then go to the center, and then go back out math, and then go back in the center, and then go back out math, go back in the center, and go back out math. And this way, you know, all directions. And it was the cube. And that's all I remembered. So if you're wanting more technical out of me, it's not going to happen. It was such a brief glimpse. The only reason why I was able to dope out the memory, or even still can remember the memory after all this time, is because I was, the very next day after it happened, I had and I considered her a friend. She was also really, really mathematical. She would read math textbooks for fun. And she's the one that told me that it was, because I was like, and it was like a square, and I was trying really hard to explain it with my very limited math vocabulary, and she's like, you mean it was a three-dimensional cube? And when she said that, it was like click, 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 all the information fell back in place, and I was like, yeah, and I remembered what it was for. But that's all I've got. But if it hadn't been for her with being able to bounce, you know, use that technique bouncing I'm often talking about, you know, then, you know, I probably would have lost this information to share with you. Now, the device, which is what my little prop was all about, was actually bigger than this, and it was suspended in the air. I don't know how it was suspended. I don't know if it was floating on its own, if it was a hologram. I don't know. I just remember I was really focused on plotting a course, and it was bigger than this, actually. When I was making this, I was thinking it was going to come out smaller, and so picture it that much wider, and you've got the cube. And that's all I've got for this memory, which is great because my prop wants to fall apart. Let me see you navigate a ship with this. Let me see it. Navigate. Come on, slingshot around that black hole. You know you can. You know you can.